Welcome everybody to Catfish Weekly, along with Chad and Josh. I'm Lyle, and Chad, Josh is fishing.
I hate him.
Yeah, I'm starting to. He is someplace in Mississippi.
And he did you get an invite?
No,
He did.
I didn't get an invite either.
No.
Wait, you did get an invite?
Lyle's
I-
always
I-
fish with me. It's an open invite to fish with me.
You too.
Josh, I thought you was going down there for crappie and bluegill.
Well, we were. That was the intended species down here, and catfish were going to be secondary. We've caught one of these massive bluegill that this lake's supposed to have, and I think we caught him by accident. This lake that's back here behind me, just a couple weeks ago was about 3 foot higher than where it is now. So this thing has dumped a ton of water out. If we were down at the spillway at the bottom end of this lake, it is just pouring water out of this lake, and the water's color chocolate milk. One of these is getting bit.
You said that water was up. They said that the water was up above on top of the docks, right?
Yeah, the dock that I'm sitting on, they said it was underwater a couple weeks ago.
Wow.
Wow.
And now it's a good 2 or 3 feet. I climbed up out of the John boat onto this thing earlier, and it was a climb.
Well, good thing you're tall. Because you'd have been somebody like Lyle or Dockery.
Dockery could have crawled under it. I've been relying on Dockery. I was messaging him last night asking to try to figure out how to pin down these bluegill and stuff. And now I'm beginning to wonder now that we found out this thing dumped so much water, I'm kind of worried it might have messed up the spawn.
Could have.
Very well could have.
The water temperatures are right. If they spawned on what's now dry land, there's nothing they could do. They're gonna have to abandon that nest.
That's right. That or die.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you should have really been doing some bank fishing and you'd have caught something.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. There's lots of cottonmouths down here. Last night we were watching alligator for a while. So
No.
You don't like alligator?
Mm-mm.
I'd have wrestled it, Lyle.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to get it to come up on the bank. I wanted to at least get a picture with it. It's probably about 5 or 6 foot long.
That's it. That's a tiny one.
It's a little one.
Lyle.
Sir.
What do you say we say hi to everybody real quick?
Let's do that.
All right, I got this. Ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. We got Mr. Mike Irvin. He's got a new logo. See, I like that. Got member Uptown Chrissy Brown, Mr. Dale Hayslip, Outdoors in Indiana with Dave Scott, member Rigging for Fatties, Mr. Mike Sampson, my buddy Bugman 22, 922 Crappie Barbecue, Creole Catfishing. Says, I can't believe Josh made it halfway and didn't finish the trip. I know, Jeremy. I mean, he really didn't say that, but I made it all up.
As much as this lake is sucking, Jeremy, careful what you wish for.
Got Lance McCoo guy, Burrito Catfishing Lady, Benoit Fishing Outdoors, Sean Abney, Fish On, and there's our buddy Schmeeder of the Cedars, Rowdy Royal, Dave Funk, Catch Fish with Us, Mr. Brad Becks, Pontoon Jody, John Boy's Catfishing, Northern View Outdoors, Joe Buck 66, member Brian B. Catfishing. He's going to change his name. Take that catfishing off and just put Brian B. Or call him Brian B. Hostin.
Yep.
You guys are so mean to people.
Oh, wow.
Hey, there's our buddy Richard Ward, Mad Catter Catfishing. Telly from Hooks and Hammocks. Butterflies in the sunshine.
We're close enough. Telly, do you want us to send Chris some Cajun food while we're down here?
There's the wonderful Miss Christina Dunnigan. Remember, Danny Stone Outdoors. Where are he fishing at? I just got here.
This is Lake Washington, Mississippi, Danny. We're right in the middle of downtown giant metropolis Glen Allen, Mississippi. Population 2. So
there's Mr. Tim Molina. Got 3 nights made it in. All right, here's Mr. Greg Burgess. Mr. Parker Pursuits. Crappy Day Fish on Hooks and Hammocks. Well, we got quite a bit of people talking in here tonight. There's Mr. Jeff Beal, Wabash Nate, and I have finally made it to the bottom.
All right. We before we get too far along here tonight, Chad, Danny Stone had sent me a message the other day, and
he sent me one just now that told me to shut up. You, never mind. I can't read that out loud.
Okay.
But
in his neck of the woods down at New Madrid, we lost a fisherman. Fell out of his boat the other day, and they recovered his body. And we're not going to get into names and stuff, but please keep that gentleman and his family in your thoughts and prayers, because we are one group, one family, and although I did not personally know the gentleman, he will be missed by several, especially those that live over in that area. So
it's horrible to hear.
It is. But appreciate Danny letting us know so we can pass the word along. It's a terrible thing, but it does happen.
It's a bad deal, and the Mississippi River doesn't mess around. So.
No, it's not forgiving at all, especially below St. Louis. It gets worse the further you go.
Yep. And we were talking about it, for the last, couple weeks, talking about different stuff, and I was actually messing with Danny about it earlier, and we don't respect our PFEs enough about wearing them. And I told him, I said, I'm as guilty as the next about not wearing that stuff.
Me too.
I am too.
It really only takes a split second, and it's done.
Mm-hmm.
You know who does wear it? My kid.
That's right.
That's rules for thee, not for me. I'm sorry, that's how it is.
I'm the same exact way, Josh.
But my children are going to wear it.
That's right. That is a fact.
Caitlin's called me out on it before. She's like, "Dad, you make me wear this, and you don't wear yours." You're right, I don't, and it's not good, and I should wear it.
And I'm sorry, but I'm not.
But I'm not gonna put it on because it's hot.
Yeah.
Yep. But we could always get better at it too, especially when the boat's in motion. At least that sort of thing. But I said for years in the tournament world that if that big motor is running, it ought to be a rule that you have one on in any catfish tournament.
There are a lot of tournaments that do that.
Yeah.
You gotta have that on, and now you gotta have that kill switch on too. So
yeah, well that's law now.
That's law. That's they're really enforcing that now.
Yes, they are.
What's going on, JJ? Make sure I didn't miss anybody else. Mr. Buck Williams.
Hey, Buck.
Fishing Fever's made it in.
Had a new video come up the other day.
Man, there's that John Parker. He really stunk up my show last week. Or the week before last. Man, oh man.
Dave Scott had a new video out also.
Did he?
Yes, he did.
Circle Hook Productions. Mr. Brad Beck sent us some results there too, Lyle. I'll read
All
over.
right, buddy.
This is MBT results from Sunday, April 28th. Morse Reservoir in Indianapolis, Indiana. Let's see. Where
You
we
should
at?
have results for Saturday and Sunday.
Well, I've got. Let me check here. Oh, I do. Let me scroll up here. Wow. Lord have mercy. If only I knew how to do that scroll button. All right. So this was. Now you got me confused. You know this don't take much.
I understand.
All right. So we got MBT tournament trail results from. I still can't pronounce it. Geist.
No.
Reservoir in Indianapolis, Indiana. Let's see. Oh, we'll go with the top 7 for this one because in 7th place, our buddy Brad Becks finished 7th place, 5 fish, 49.42 pounds, big fish of 12.97. 6th place, Moeller, Peppercorn, and Owens at 5 fish, 50.3 pounds. The big fish was 12.86. 5th place, Reasoner and Whitman, 52.05 pounds with a big fish of 14.67. In 4th place, Newbie and Messersmith, 56.91. They had their big fish of 17.05. 3rd place, Jimenez and Huner, 58.07. Big fish of 19.32 pounds for them. In 2nd place, Debusque and Valencia, 58.86. Big fish of 16.89. But coming in first, we have Lee Master, Streeter, and Gibson, 111.7 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Their big fish was 64.22.
That was not a channel cat, I assume.
That was a blue cat.
We'll go out on a limb and say that wasn't a channel cat. So.
Yeah.
Is a blue or a flathead?
That was a blue cat, it says right here. The 19-pound was a channel cat, though.
That's a giant channel cat.
Great
Real
channel cat.
Yep.
All right. So then on Sunday, April 28th, on Morse Reservoir in Indianapolis, here is what we've got. We're going to go top 6 because in 6th place, our buddy Brad Becks and his partner finished with 28.02. In 5th place, Hurlbert and Lockridge at 29 pounds even. 4th, and Zion and Williams at 31.63. And they had the big fish of the day with a 18.32 pound flathead. 3rd place was Debusque and Valencia at 32.15. 2nd place, Newbie and Messersmith, 32.76. And in 1st place, Little and Keller with 44.4. And they had their big fish of 11.69.
Very nice.
Very nice. Very nice.
We have Mark with Catfish and Crappie has joined us. Thank you for being a member, Mark.
Welcome in, Mark. And our buddy John from over in Small Water Charters. If you're interested in a great bait catching trip, John will take you out and catch bass all day long down on Lake Okeechobee. Go check him out.
He'll feed you to a gator. You start doing that.
Oh. Don't want no part of that.
Tell him what.
It's them, not us. Not us, it's them.
Ah.
All right. Yeah, I'm not seeing anybody I missed. Got the results. So, Josh, how's your overall though? How's your all's trip going? I know the fishing's not what you expected, but
the fishing could be a lot better. But the trip itself isn't bad. It was it's an easy drive down. It's easy to get down here and lay eyes on what is basically new water. Because I've been down here once in my life, and it was about 30 years ago with my grandparents. And I think we were down here for like 3 or 4 days, something like that. I got to fish like twice during that. So basically, this is brand new water to me. But we went out yesterday for a while. We caught a few fish, so we didn't get skunked on day one. That's worth something. And we come out today, went out and tried to bobber fish. It wasn't happening. We weren't even getting a bite. And so we went to the old standby. Said go drag baits on a flat, see what happens, and it worked. So now I get to listen to Chad. So
Nice.
It's majestic.
Gregory Lehman has joined us.
Small Water Charter says that gators won't eat that. Boy, I tell you what, I'd be a snack and a half for them boys. And what's up, Gregory?
Yeah, we were talking. Dad just mentioned a second ago that my uncles and grandpa have been coming down here for 20 years. They said this is the worst fishing that's ever been. So I think we're getting the blame for that. So
No, it's the flood. Look how high the
Well, that sounds about the luck that I would have.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, if you were down here, I would definitely blame you.
I mean, I may or may not have, done a voodoo dance and stuff when I was invited to a chat that
Oh yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
partaking in because I'll be somewhere else.
yeah, you're too good to come hang out with us.
Are,
Don't you even, pal. Anyway,
are you related to Marie Laveau?
who, Josh?
No.
I don't know what you're talking about. Just because I did the voodoo dance.
Don't mess around with Marie Laveau.
That's right.
Creole knows Marie Laveau.
I know.
Bobby Bear sang about her.
He sure did.
Boys, I went this weekend and I didn't even throw a catfish rod all weekend, but I went fishing twice
Really?
and filled my freezer up a little bit.
Well, that's something we need to talk about a little bit while you're on that subject, Chadwick. Because this is a great time of the year to be getting your bait stocked up for the rest of the season, so you don't have to buy it every time you go out. Because buying bait has become pretty expensive.
And that's what I was talking to D about. Around here, my local bait shop, it's $8 a piece. It's $7.95 plus tax.
Wow.
Is what they're charging because gas prices and vacuum seal bags, all that stuff's going up, and it's costing them a lot more to get them. And I was like, we don't have the luxury of the going down to Kentucky Dam every weekend to catch them, where those guys were just annihilating them. And the run up here is not as great, but we did pretty well. So, but anytime you can put 100 of them at $8 a piece in your cooler or your
made
freezer,
$800.
exactly. That's what I was telling Dee. She laughed at me. I was in the kitchen vacuum sealing them. I'd bring them in, and I'd say, "Here's 4 of them, or $32." Yeah, she's just started laughing at me. But I was like, literally. I mean, I put 112 of them in a freezer this weekend. You're looking at about $900 right there if going into. But that'll set me up good for the summertime, hopefully. So
Yeah, and if you're in a tournament and you're concerned with that, you can go get you some fresh. But I have to say, we had really good luck with frozen skipjack. Skipjack, for some reason, I got along really good with frozen skipjack. I'm not going to say that some freshly caught that you kept alive and you just cut them open might be a little bit better. But for the most part, I had zero issues with fresh frozen skipjack.
yeah, Dave. I'm gonna start using Dave Scott's price because
Wow.
For when I justify it to D that skipjack they're running at $10 a piece now, and I've heard them as much as $10-12. So
They better be 3-pounders if that's the case.
Exactly.
We're in the wrong line of work. We just need to open a bait shop.
Yeah, no doubt. But
Well, you'd have to get commercial license because
Oh yeah.
you need to catch them yourself instead of buying them from somebody and then trying to resell them and make money.
Chris from Hooks and Hammocks says $900 will buy you a lot of Vinegar. Vinegar.
Vinegar.
If you haven't seen that video he put out the other day, that was hilarious. And you know what? And people will think that he's joking in that video, but he was so serious. Anyway, but same thing like what you just said, Lyle. I've had fresh skipjack and frozen skipjack in the boat, and there's been plenty of days where that frozen skipjack outproduced the fresh caught.
Absolutely.
It's weird. It's hard to understand why that would happen.
Well, I can't answer that, but that's the way it is sometimes. And when guys say I won't fish without fresh skipjack, well then sit on the bank because I'm going with my frozen and I'll catch as many as you do. And we always did. We never had issues somebody catching more fish than we did, maybe bigger ones, but not more than we did on froze. Because let's face it, we was in Missouri. We was all over. You can't take off and go 3 or 4 or 5 days and spend 2 or 3 of them days chasing down bait. You got to buy it or take it with you.
Bring it with you or something.
Yeah, there was a couple of places that we always had an order in for it, but for the most part, we took it with us, and we didn't have any issues with fresh froze bait. This didn't.
Hey, Josh.
Yeah.
Danny said that you guys are going to pour out a little Kool-Aid on the ground because I won't be with you all on the 18th at Crab Orchard. I'm going to send you all a gallon of yellow lemonade Kool-Aid that you can pour on the ground. If you want to drink it, you can.
Nah,
especially Danny.
Don't pass on that.
Hey, Guerrero, glad to see you in here. QC Bryans.
Catfish with
us. Guerrero.
There's Dustin from Team Snag and Whiskers.
Glad to see Dustin in here.
But yeah, it was nice to be able to justify that deep freeze that I went and ordered and had delivered that I've now paid for just by the amount of skipjack that I caught in one weekend.
Oh, absolutely, so, yeah, that made it worth it right there.
Now I'm trying to justify a bigger house with a garage with a bigger deep freeze, so I need to catch even more skipjack.
You have to start catching a lot more.
I might have to get that commercial license just so I can start selling them, so I can make that money to buy me a house with the.
I understand.
What are you gonna do?
Danny Stone says another reason I called you what I called you in my last message, Chad.
Yeah, all these people that think Danny Stone is a saint told me to shut up and called me a you know what.
No, we don't know what.
A hole.
Yeah. Well.
But then he did tell me that he loves me, and there ain't nothing that I can do about that. So.
Okay.
Danny's gonna come up and try to get on some of those Crab Orchard fish before too long.
Dave Funk says Hoover Blues are on fire right now, and the flatheads are starting to bite.
Yeah, it was a tough decision this weekend because not going out, because right now you would think you're pre-spawn right now, and you would think that our river level had been finally down to a normal level for consecutive days, which we've not had in months. The freaking bite was probably on fire, but like I said, I couldn't pass up going down there to the dam and stocking up.
And was you local? You was local to your house, correct?
Yeah, it's about a 40-minute drive to the dam.
Yeah, but compared to where most places you have to go get skipjack,
yeah,
that's free. That's in your backyard.
Right. I would have to travel 4.5, 5 hours down to Kentucky Dam, or 6 to 7 hours down to Wheeler Dam to go get them to be the closer places to go. So, I mean, yeah, I'll take the 40-minute drive and be able to catch. It took me two or three trips, but
if you find them running, you might as well stock up on them.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
When they stop, you ain't getting them.
And it's weird here. You literally typically only have like a maybe 2-3 week period at the dam, and
Yeah,
then
we
it turns into them little 4 inches, 3-4 inch skipjack, and that's all that's there.
Yeah, our big ones are run in the springtime, and then they'll run once more right around Halloween. And usually it's a whole lot cooler there around
Oh.
Halloween time, and I'll go down. I'll drive down every day to Kentucky Dam for about a week straight, and put skipjack back. So.
Yep, I'm gonna need a bigger freezer.
Yep.
I'll spend Halloween down there with you or something.
Yeah, that'd work. You ain't
Yeah.
You scare everybody.
But I don't get it around here. Like I said, you only typically get a couple weeks where they're running good at the dam and to be able to catch them, and then they just disappear.
One of those just ran.
I did not see either one.
I didn't either. The right one, or the one over your left shoulder, a little hard to see.
Yeah.
That one.
But the other, you can see it real well.
Like, this one, I've got fishing up against the retaining wall, just right there off that point, right there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's nice. It's nice out. Earlier today is like 98. Felt like 120. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Oh, I think you're moving the dock. That's what made it.
People under text messages. But yeah, I've got about a week and a half, and then I'll be taking my vacation time, and I'm gonna have a
You
lake.
just took vacation time, didn't you?
I did. I just took a couple weeks ago, and then I'm getting ready to take another week, about a week and a half off actually. Because what's nice is we took off Friday, so we could drive, and then we'll be off that whole next week, and I don't go back until the following Tuesday after Labor Day. So I like it.
Heck yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's nice, really nice. So we'll go up there. I'll catch a couple 30-pound channel cats, rub it in your guys' face, and we'll see how it goes.
I hope you do.
Yeah, I really do hope you do, man. I hope you get nothing but 30s up there.
I just go over there and have fun.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good
I honestly, out of anything, honestly, any of us would sit here. It'd be a lie if we said we wouldn't love to have a 30-pound.
Oh yeah.
My one goal this year is to break that 20-pound mark, because that 19 and a half pounder last year, that was our goal last year for her, and she had that 19 and a half, and I wasn't
That's pretty close, but no
yeah, I know.
signal.
Yeah, I mean, we could have said, "Hey, it's 20," but we didn't.
Yeah.
There's no sense in, being a Facebooker and lying about it. And
That's like that 29.9 I caught. It's a great fish, but it's not 30.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not 30. That's a great fish. I would love to have it again, but I want it to be 30 this time.
you know what my other goal is, Lyle?
What's that?
To keep my cheese budget at the Mouse House under $200 this time.
Don't worry about it. Put it on a card. You can pay it out in payments.
That's right. I've been paying down that credit card bill. I got plenty of room on it.
There's Randy, old gray-haired Swain.
What have I missed? I was out catching 40+ skipjack. You lucky bum, cool cats.
Wow. Matt,
Actually,
outdoors?
that's what we were just yapping about. That's what I spent the weekend doing, is going down the dam and filling the freezer up for the summer. Which, like I told Dee, 100 and something skipjack will probably last me, 2 or 3 trips. But all the double hook rigs and laying out rods like a trot line, as Lyle would say.
Pretty much
what?
Out for them.
What's that, Josh?
I said set a buffet out for them.
You got to.
Yeah.
Now you got to find out what they want. You know.
Creole Louisiana could take their state birds back to Louisiana. We've got enough of them up here in Mississippi. Get them.
The other thing that's running at the dam right now, and I wasn't having any luck. I tried for about, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. Is the moon eye are running at the dam right now too a little bit.
Oh,
That's
But
my favorite bait. That is my
mine
absolute
too.
favorite bait.
It is now.
I tell you what, man, yeah, you know, I've had a couple cool YouTube moments where people I don't have a clue who they are knew who I was, and I had one yesterday at the dam. I was sitting out on this little point on the rocks, and my buddy Bill was to the right of me, and this guy is walking down the way, and he's like, "Is that the Chad right there?" And I was like, who? I thought it was gonna be somebody I knew who it was. And I turned around, the guy was sitting there talking to me. He's like, "Man, I love that Moon Eye video you did." I was like, "That's pretty cool."
That's always a cool feeling.
Yeah,
I
was
still
like,
haven't quite figured out how to take that. Just because it's little, it's a little awkward for me, but it's a cool feeling.
it's awkward, but it was pretty cool. But 100 skipjack, 2 trips, and 1 fish without my. Actually, Dee didn't go fishing with me at all this weekend. She worked Saturday and she hung out with the kiddos here on Sunday.
Welcome, Dan.
No, the game warden came up to me Saturday. So he came up. Do what, Josh?
Somebody said Dominic Hollis in the chat. I didn't know if he was in here or not.
Yeah, that's what he was just. I was reading his comment there. 100 skipjack, 2 trips, and 1 fish without Miss D. But the game warden came up. I was actually fixing to leave. I was doing that one more cast, see if I can get one more skipjack. And he came up and we were talking, and I let him check my cooler. And while he was checking the cooler, I got my license out and I said, "I'm sure you want to see this." He said, "Absolutely, thank you." Real respectful, nice guy. We talked for another minute or two, told him thank you, and he walked on down and kept on going.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
You got a job to do.
Exactly.
I
appreciate him.
I'd rather see that.
Yeah, because you have no idea how many people are down there at that daggone dam, just loading them up, and they've gotten them before. They go down there right by that dam wall and just the white bass and skipjack. It don't matter what they have. They're just loading up on more than they need.
Yep.
It is what it is, I reckon. But now I kind of there's all those moon eye that time, and I took them home. Me and my buddy Bill vacuum sealed them right away. I don't think I ever caught a fish on any of them.
You gotta use those pretty quick though. They freeze, but they don't freeze well.
I did use them. I mean, I used them pretty much that same weekend after that, and had a lot of fish that would come up, bite down on the bait. They'd leave a mouth print, and that was it. Let's see. What do you mean? What do you mean there, Nate? Danny, I was going to say that the wardens leave Chad Beebe. No, he can't catch fish. Just because he opened my cooler and laughed doesn't mean it was empty. It was just not that many. Yeah, the moon eye and skipjack were running at the same time up in there, which usually you skipjack up there. That from what I know, which is not much. It's been the skipjack move in. You catch them for a few weeks, they move out. You got all them baby skipjack and the moon eye are up in there. But yeah, there was some guy down there yesterday. He was catching some really nice sized moon eye, really good ones. A lot bigger than the ones that I was catching. I don't even know. It was last year, year before in that video. They were definitely bigger. That's water. Yep. Okay,
I was trying to figure out where to sit to get the rods in the camera.
you're good.
There we
That
go.
looks pretty good.
That's a beautiful shot right there.
You got that sunset right there.
Yeah, that one rod sitting right over top of the sun. It's going to smack it in a minute.
It's just dark enough. I gotta take my sunglasses off.
Danny's good point. Never understood how people can't afford a fishing license, but can afford a $200 fine.
Yep, that's true.
Yep.
Funny how that worked out sometimes.
Nate, I think that's a different kind of poaching, brother. Stripper poaching in Long Island is definitely probably a crazy thing going on up in there. But yeah, I was trying. I just took a sabiki and I cut off the middle sabikis and was tipping them with waxworms, trying it, and
That's something I
it
have
just
never
wasn't
caught
working.
a fish on.
Huh?
That's something I have never caught a single fish on.
Really?
I have never caught a fish on one.
You know, I used to not like them. I love my shiny heinies.
Mm-hmm.
But was it last year or year before we were down in Bama, and I had everything all ready for shiny heinies on it, threw everything out, and they were not hitting them for nothing. Everybody else around us catching fish. And I'm like, what the hell? I put one with just the green little flash on it, regular sabiki, put it out, and it was getting smacked left and right. So we changed them over and we just started going to town. It was tearing them up.
I've seen people catch fish with them, but I have not ever caught. I've never had a bite on one of those things.
Yep.
I was talking to the guy at one of the bait shops down by Kentucky Dam once, and I told him about it, and he's like, "Oh, you got to get the right ones." And he gave me some of them. He said, "Go down and try these next time you're down." And I tried them, and they still didn't work for me.
Wow.
What was working this weekend was just solid white, either white grubs or the solid white hair jigs was working even better.
It's weird how they get finicky. Skipjack, the finickiest fish.
Mm-hmm. It's weird, and like the angle, reeling them in, the angle sometimes is different. We've sat down here at Wilson Dam, same thing. Nobody catching anything, and somebody take a spoon and throw it sideways and reel it sideways across the current, and that's the only way they would hit.
We had some rain coming in one day, and they would when the clouds would go off, they would hit white curl-tail grubs like crazy. It was real sunny out. When those clouds would move back in, they wouldn't touch those white grubs. You had to go with like a green or a more natural color, and you'd still get. But until we figured that out, we're just like, man, they're shutting down.
Yep. Yeah, you blame it on them shutting down, and really, also,
it's not.
They want a different color.
They want a different color or something.
James from Cool Cat says I call them skip jerks.
Skip jerk.
You know, that's not a bad idea there, Matt. Take my fly rod down there and try for some moon eye.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, the only thing down there is people. So I went down there Saturday, and you got to walk down like 4 flights of path to get down to the bottom if you're hauling a cart or something. But another guy was getting out, and he went down the side, which is easier when you're not hauling a cart. You just got a bucket, right? And he got to the spot where I was eyeballing it, but he got there first. So I went up for about 50 feet from him, above him, and was fishing up there, and he was tearing him skipjack up left and right. I mean, it was ungodly how fast he was catching them right there. Guy walks down, and we've been sitting there about a half hour, fishing. Another guy comes up, sits right in the middle of us, starts casting. I'm like, really? So the first thing I asked was like, "Hey, just so you know, I'm throwing down there." I was like, "It ain't gonna bother you if I'm casting right, letting my baits come right down in front of you. He's, oh, no. He's like, you're good. I know what to do. His very next cast, he's got my line and reeling it in.
Yep.
He knew what to do. He cut his line.
Sure did.
Yep, he knew exactly what to do. He cut his line, whatever.
Yeah,
And
if you throw over me and if I get to your jigs, I'm gonna cut them and they're mine.
Well, the guy that was sitting down there that got down there at the same time I did, he had like this big blue tote that he was putting them in, like a some kind of bag.
Right.
Well, he filled his bag up and he took it up. He left his stuff sitting there. Well, that guy that sat in between us was like, "Oh, I see." He caught all the fish. He walked over and was standing in a spot throwing. I was like, "Okay." Well, that guy came back down there. And I thought for sure there was gonna be a fist fight. I heard that guy say something, and then he got really ticked off. Come to find out, that guy was sitting there standing on his rod fishing. He was not happy. Now and then I knew. I thought I was like, first he thought, he's like, what? He's like, the guy was like, well, you moved, you left, and the guy was like, what? He's like, do you see a frippin' bathroom down here? If I go to the bathroom, that automatically means I gave up my spot? No. He's like, that's stupid. You're sitting down here standing on my fishing pole. I thought they were going to fist fight. I'm sitting there like, I've got my phone out, like, I'm getting the camera out, like, waiting on it to go down, but they never did.
Video right there.
But that one guy that caught all them fish, he was real nice. He came over and he's like, won't you try these? And he gave the guy some tips and stuff. And after that guy walked down and ended up busting his ass down by the dam because it was all solid mud and they hadn't cleaned it off, the guy asked me, he's like, won't you come down here and sit with me? He's like, those fish are right along the bank, there's a little rock pile and it created a little dip right there. And that's where he was literally, he wasn't even casting, he was taking his rod out there and just jerking it a little bit. And he was just, like I said, he was just flipping it about 5-10 feet out and just wiggling them jigs right there. He gave me those little hair jigs he had, and I sat there and with him, me and him just fishing, like, talking and all kinds of stuff. Real good guy. And I got that spot that he was in yesterday.
Nice.
And it was a pretty good spot. But same thing, there was these 3 guys down there. One gentleman was, you could tell he's never fished for skipjack. He's got a sabiki and about a 5-inch or a 5-ounce sinker on the end, like one of them no rolls. And the poor kid, he's just casting, and you hear it hits the water and he reels it in. I'm like, and he wasn't catching nothing. And I was like, but won't you try one? He's like, he come down, he's like, what are you using? I said, these white grubs. I said, here, I got a pre-tied one right here. It's exactly what I got. He went down there. That changed his day. He was catching them left and right down there. I gave his buddy a set of the pink ones with the white grubs, and he started tearing them up. At the end of it, they even took and cut them off at the end. And the one guy walks them down like this to me, and he's like, "Thank you so much." I was like, we need more like the people, do that. For
That's right.
Like that.
That's right.
That's one thing we've noticed down here. All the locals, they've been pretty good to us as far as, you ask them how. We haven't been asking straight for spots. You don't ask somebody for their fishing spots, the secret spots. But hey, if we're wanting this, where should we look? And they'll point you in a general area, and it worked. They said we want catfish, come to the bottom end of the lake. That's what we did. And we caught fish down here. So it's nice when they do that.
Yeah, well, I mean, me and my buddy Bill, we were sitting pretty close to each other yesterday, and he was like, he's like, I don't think those guys have ever skipjacked. And I was like, yeah, I think you might be right. Except the one I started talking to, he knew what he was doing. The other guys were his buddies, and I don't think they'd ever done it, but they got it down pretty quick, and they figured it out. And I told them, I was like, right in that current seam. I was like, right dead smack. And when you see that current, get it right in the middle because that current's swaying and stuff. Do it as best you can.
I was hoping he'd get to chat tonight. Sean, we're sitting at the public ramp down in Glen Allen on the bottom end of the lake, south part of the
Oh, I told him myself he's in here now.
lake.
There's my buddy Bill. Oh,
Whoop.
who's that Bill guy? One of the greatest fishermen I know. He outfished me yesterday, y'all.
Good.
But that's all right because my buddy Sambra likes me more, and he had the extra skipjacks, and he gave me some skipjack to bring home too. So
There you go.
but it was all because Bill was pay-laking me and kept casting to my spot and catching the fish before I could get my pole back out.
Man.
You know, yeah.
Hey,
Pay-lakers
look,
are.
man.
Randy says, if someone is polite enough to ask me how to catch them, I will tell them spots. Polite goes a long way for me.
Mhm.
Not that I can catch anything, but you're right. And
It does. It's a
you know, being a decent human being will make it go a lot further in a conversation than being a you know.
it's as rare as common sense anymore.
It is.
Nobody does it.
Very true.
So,
Very true.
if somebody's being nice, I'm going to be nice to them.
Yep.
If somebody ain't being nice, I'm going to show them I can be mean.
Yeah. Well, it's
I'm
like
good.
we were talking about walking right up in between two people that are 10 feet from them, or from
Yeah.
because I probably wouldn't even. I was thinking I was probably probably 30, 40 feet above that guy, and that guy came up and walked right in between us.
I
And-
mean, I was down there in the fall catching skipjacks and had a whole family come in there on me, and I mean, they're just right in there on top of me. I couldn't cast no more, and there's a short on my channel with them. So
Satin Sea International Golden Retrievers. Better late than never. Welcome.
that's a new name for me, unless it's somebody that somebody
I will say that's a new one for me too, but glad to have you.
glad you're with us.
Yeah, I think it's a lost art of treating people with respect anymore. Everybody, there's so much entitlement. I'm entitled to your spots. I'm entitled to whatever. But I thought there was a lot of good respect down there this weekend that I really appreciated. Like that guy walking up, that was catching all them fish, and after that guy left, he's like, buddy, he's like, I know you probably don't want to pack up and move, but you ought to come down here and sit with me right where I'm sitting. I'm about to switch over to Moon Eye anyway, and I'll tell you right what to do. And I had all kinds of jigs, and he's like, do that, take these 3 jigs, and right here in this spot, do this, and it worked. And that's the whole. I think yesterday, paying it forward a little bit and helping them guys out and giving them a few pre-made leaders.
Danny's got it right there. No one owns the spot, but if I'm standing there at the time, that's my spot.
That's right.
Yeah, unless I can make you move, and I'm big enough, Danny. So if it's my spot, it's my spot.
Well, you don't have to worry about it. Come fish with us. So. Oh yeah.
I could save me some money, I guess, and just
somebody's barbecuing and it smells good. I don't know where it's at, but it's somebody.
maybe they barbecuing that gator that you saw earlier. Maybe they won't eat that medulla oblongata.
Yeah, gators are ornery because they have all them teeth and no toothbrush.
Just like a Kentuckian. Oh wait, that's the opposite. Never mind. Shut up, Lyle. Why are you laughing for?
Just because it was funny.
Mama is wrong.
You're right, Dave Funk. Some people just don't have any common sense on the water. That's right. Danny thinks I can't get to his spots. Unlike your Xheavy, my Ford won't get stuck. I'm just saying.
You have a better chance of getting to spots than you do Jerry Parker's.
Oh God! Now Jerry Parker's
miles across just badlands to go fish some spot. We caught two. Yesterday we caught two of Lyle's favorite fish too.
Drums?
Drums.
Ain't my favorite fish. They don't even make good bait.
There's
No,
my
they don't.
wonderful wife, Dee, has been a member for 36 months. Exactly.
Thank you so much,
3
dude.
years. Chad, you'd make Danny move and he'd catch a 60-pounder. You're probably right.
About what would happen, yeah.
I'll tell you what. Yeah.
Ugh.
I don't think I could ever get the Parker spots because I don't think any of them could be GPS located, and
No,
he'd
no,
lose me in the woods trying to get to them.
there. You know, this whole thing, people seeing Bigfoot, it's not. It's Jerry going fishing. Is what it is.
Running through the woods.
It's not Bigfoot. It's Jerry Parker.
That is a good point. I never thought about that.
It make you think, won't it?
At least all the baby Bigfoots, because he's not that tall.
No, he's not that big a dude.
But when you see him out there with Josh, you know that's probably what it really is. It's probably Josh and Parker out there.
Yeah. I don't know. He goes across some rough terrain, man. That ain't no kidding.
Tim said the Xheavy gets stuck because it's not broken down in the driveway, Danny. Yeah, Jody, Jody said here, I have spots I don't share because if I do, I can't fish because they stay full. I lose enough spots going live in them, and that's part of, the social media. You either figure out how to angle it to where people can't tell exactly where it's at or blur out the backgrounds because, people are always watching where you're fishing. If you're not concerned, don't ever go live in a spot that you just won't ever be able to use it in a online tournament or ever again if you go live. Parker.
Matt.
Gilla Wright's fishing. What's going on? Jerry
Hey,
Parker will
Mark.
be closer to an Ewok. That's funny. Oh, that's funny, Danny.
Oh, that's funny.
Hey, I remember LG Bass. What's going on?
Tom?
He just got home from fishing. The bite picked up there on there. He's caught some really good fish off the dock after I left.
What are you trying to say?
Apparently he forgot to put the chum bait out until after I left. Now they're on fire down there. They must have been at a different part of the lake.
Yeah.
Till then. Oh, what you guys got going on the rest of this week? How many more days you down there, Josh?
Oh, we're headed back on Saturday morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, I hope it picks up for you down there.
Oh yeah, that many days. I think you guys it'll start changing back up. You should be able to find them before long.
We're supposed to have a front move through, and supposed to drop the temperatures a little bit. High pressure move in, which you can't almost make the fishing worse. So,
hey, honestly, we put a lot of focus on the fish itself, but the experience and you getting to be down there with your pops, man, that's.
Oh yeah, that's worth it right there.
I wasn't going to highlight that, Lyle.
Yeah, I know.
That is not the PB I asked for.
You wanted a PB&J.
I wanted a PB&J. Oh, a PB&J. Oh God, man.
I thought you did have one down there at Tom and Michelle's.
Well, I did when I came down to the Ice Bowl. I got the very first lunch PB&J, and oh God, the lunch sandwich that she made was amazing.
That sounds good.
But the place where she gets the jellies and jams and stuff no longer is in business. So I wasn't about to make her spend hours and hours and hours making the jam, even though I really, really wanted it.
Hey, Josh, welcome.
What's up, Josh Thompson? That's a trip, another trip I need to make. I need to get down there and check out Josh, his bait shop down there one of these days. Well, whoa. Lyle, who you guys got on Panfish Nation on Wednesday night?
I don't think anybody.
Okay. I was going to say you could have Josh, but apparently he can't catch panfish. So why?
I was hoping that the bluegill were going to be on fire and we were going to.
Hey, maybe by Wednesday night it'll change, dude. I'm telling you.
We could.
Be on the Panfish Nation, but
It could happen.
it could happen. But I'm not going to hold my breath either. So
yeah. Oh, look! I knew she was watching. So now she has to make her own, and it's an all-day affair. But at least, maybe next time when we come out, she'll be more prepared.
I can't imagine her not being prepared.
No, she's pretty prepared.
I thought so.
But I will say, I got to give my buddy LG some credit because he is a baking master. Just so you know.
Bacon.
He's a bacon baking master.
All right.
Pretty darn good at it. That's right. Thompson Outdoor and More, 3 miles east of the Watts Bar Dam. Check him out. One of these days there, Josh, I'll make a little weekend trip down and come down and see you, buddy. Yeah. I might even let D tag along. I don't know what we're doing Thursday night either.
You haven't asked Brian yet?
Honestly, it was bad. I used to have just Freddie. Couldn't get nothing done, so I had to bring in Brian. Mm-hmm. Brought in Brian. He acted like employee of the month for a few weeks here and there. All of a sudden, Brian's become the only thing he can do is host tournaments.
Yeah.
And now we've brought Catfish Chris in, and I still haven't figured out why or what he does.
Does Brian fish anymore?
I did not know. No, he brings up the past a lot. Back when he was younger and could get around and do some fishing. He's always blaming his boat not working. I see that, D. If I want to catch fish, I better take her.
See, that's it. Setting hooks and crossing eyes. We are at Lake Washington in Mississippi.
Lake Washington in Mississippi.
Only spot on this lake that I've been able to get a signal to. So
yeah. Oh, I would love to come pick on cool cats. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Yep. That's where we're at, D. We're down Mississippi.
And then not next weekend, but the weekend after, they won't be at Mendota. They planned a different outing to not hang out with UD, is what I was told.
That's not why.
Apparently, none of them want to hang out with D, and they've started a whole new chat.
You know what?
I can take screenshots.
I should have invited D to that chat, not you. I bet I got a different answer.
I guarantee you I can go take screenshots and do some Photoshop. Just so you know.
Remember, I'm good at Photoshop too. So
Brian, he's had a couple bites, but nothing soaked up there.
No, nothing so far.
And Danny Stone, you can kiss my rear end. I'm gonna send that to Lyle. Forward. I'll send it there. And then you can cuss Danny Stone out as well. But that's all right, babe.
Oh,
exactly. We'll go up there with the people that do love us, and we'll catch some big old channel cats up there without them. and we'll go over to the Mouse House and eat some cheese. Ooh,
That's a
and
great
get some.
place to get it.
I love the Mouse House. If you're ever in Madison, Wisconsin,
We have never been there. We always say we're going to go and then we forget.
you know you can actually go to the the Mouse House online and order the cheeses and have them shipped to you.
Really?
I've not done it yet, but you can. It can be done because I usually spend like 150 bucks on cheese when I'm out there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but you got to remember the one sharp cheddar that I buy just for the small block is like 50 bucks.
Man.
It's so expensive.
What about the chocolate cheddar?
Oh my god, that chocolate cheese, it tastes like freaking fudge. It is so good.
It's pretty good.
It's freaking great.
Josh,
Yeah.
send us a message at catfishweeklytv@gmail.com.
Yeah, Josh, I have not gotten new stickers made with my new logo. I was trying to figure out if that's what I wanted or not. According to D, that is what I want. So maybe I would make an order before long and get one of them, 1 or 2 or 10 of them sent down to you. I mean, you could probably sell them for at least. I mean, I could probably autograph them, and you could probably get at least $100 a sticker.
You can go through a parking lot and put them on everybody's car and then charge $5 with a razor scraper to remove them, and you make a lot of money.
What a jerk.
That's like that time I had a Fields for Water hat, and I left it on the dash of my truck. Somebody knocked my window out and left another one.
Wow.
Took
Wow.
just a second on that one to get.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow. Daggone, Josh.
Oh, that's something.
That's what I do.
Oh, man.
Yep, that should be here hopefully in the next couple of days, babe. Your tire cover. Then I got to figure out how to get the big logos made so I can decal the boat and truck and Jeep.
Talk to Bobcat. I bet he can help you out.
Never heard of him. Might have to do that.
Yep.
I'd messaged him a while back, asking him about sizes, the biggest sizes. No, Michelle, what I need is some honey, or no, what was it? Brown maple jelly jam awesomeness with peanut butter and bacon on a freshly prepared loaf of bread that she baked. I don't even know what to call it. It was awesome.
Yeah, right up next to the dock.
You know, it's funny. I watched Jeremy's video, Creoles, the other day, and he was showing his the dash on his console. And seen the old fishing with the Chad logo that he had on it. I was like, yeah.
That's right, Mark.
Well, hey, I gotta talk about something.
Yep.
Well,
we talk about fish, but I can't seem to catch any. So
I know we were relying on Josh to catch fish tonight. So
yeah, so
yeah.
Well, he's been pretty reliable. We can't really fault him for having an off night on strange water.
20 minutes from home, we'll start the show doubled up. It's 6 hours from home.
You never know.
You don't. That's why they call it fishing and not catching.
Yep, fishing, not catching.
Well,
that's exactly right.
So obviously Josh is on vacay, so the bragging board will have to be next week.
Even if I could have made one, there would have been no way to upload it. Right here where I'm sitting is about the only place I've had signal all week. So can't even make a phone call when we get back to the cabin. It just says searching for service and has a big no sign on there.
Love it. The only time I don't love that is when you're out on the river and need it.
Oh, that's cool.
All right, Josh. Yeah, I seen you sent me a message here. I haven't opened it yet. Let's see. Oh yeah, I needed to get me a 12-inch by 12-inch decal to send to him, so I can overshadow everybody here.
Oh,
All right, got it.
wow.
Noted, noted. Josh, noted. All right, Lyle, you got anything else to close us out with this week or what?
I really don't. I think we're good. We appreciate everybody being in chat. We had a pretty good show tonight. Lots of people watching, 75 or more at one point, and we'll be back next week. Josh will be home. He'll probably have a big bragging board next week.
You know what? I would say, sometimes over the winter and stuff, I can get away with missing a week of the bragging board, and it doesn't really hurt us. This time of year, and now the bragging board's been established for over a year. If I miss a week, we're gonna have a lot. Last week's bragging board was 4.5 minutes long. So
Yeah, that was a good one. And there was a lot of great fish.
I had to cut it a little bit for time, so I cut Chad's fish out of it. So
You would think the weekend ditch pickler would have loved to put a PB bass on there, but whatever.
Maybe squeeze it in this week.
yeah,
And guys, if you haven't already, please make sure you hit that thumbs up on your, before we leave here or as you're leaving when we say goodbye. We appreciate that very much.
We do, and we sure appreciate everybody showing up and watching the show tonight. We'll be back next Monday night at 7 Central, so don't forget to tune in. No telling what we'll be doing, talking about, having as a guest, or just no telling, but we'll do our best to entertain you. So, unless you guys have something else,
I got nothing.
we're going to call it a night. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll see you next Monday night.
have a great week.
Have a
y'all.
great